Okay, what are you saying, people, and welcome back to another live stream. Now, before we get into this, make sure you follow me on my Telegram channel. I left a link to that in the live chat and in the description below as well. So I'll be posting a lot of different trading setups throughout the week, and you don't want to be missing out on that. But like I said, we've got another live stream and talk you through what's happening through the charts and see if there's any opportunities coming up. So first, we're going to start with AUD USD. Now for this one, you can see we're still bullish. It looks like we're still heading to the upside. As you can see, we came down from this support here, and from then on we had a push to the upside, and price is still has been going still in that little bit of an uptrend. As you can see, we tried to see if price was going to hold at this resistance going through the market here. As you can see, we've got support all along here. Support, resistance there, and we broke back into it, but you can see we broke back above it again, and from then on, since the 10am close, we came back and retested it, and had a very strong bullish candle there, closing at 10am to the upside. So you can see the momentum is definitely to the upside for AUD/USD. Probably can be expecting this to go further. Again, we've got 200 average where price might find a little bit of resistance, and of course we've got this level going through the market as well. As you can see, resistance there will be acting as resistance, but we're probably can be expecting AUD/USD to have the upwards trend a little bit more. We do have a trend line going through the market like so. As you can see, if I connect the highs, we had initially a test there, a second test down the trend line, a third, so we could be going up to make our fourth and potentially get some bearish price action, and you can look to see if the market will fall from there, or potentially see if the market will break from there and continue rising and possibly start a new trend to the upside. But as of yet, we're still looking bullish, probably expecting that to continue. Might see price go and test the 200 average on the 4H and the trend line as well just above it, and then see what type of price action we get there, whether we remain bullish or we start to potentially look like we could fall back to the downside. But as of yet, AUD/USD is still looking bullish. GBP/USD, again, we still got this channel going through the market. As you can see, if we connect the highs and we connect the lows, our price is still in this channel. We had a move to the downside, but as you can see, we had a bullish close at 10am, so potentially could be seeing price rise again. However, we did pull back a little bit, as you can see that candle there. So price was struggling to push forward completely, but we could see the next candle just go and fill that wick and continue to the upside. And if that's the case, we could potentially see price coming to retest the highs there. And if you do get some nice bearish price action, could be looking to short the market again, because you can still see we're in this ascending channel, where we're still anticipating a move to the downside, unless we go and break out of this channel and then continue to the upside. And if that's the case, we could be seeing price reaching the highs all the way up there. As yet, we're still in this channel, but we're still anticipating a move to the downside. Again, if you do see price rise to go and test that area, give us maybe a double top, that could be a nice place to look to short the market again. But again, I already had a bit of a move to the downside, could be seeing another move back up, so we won't be getting in any shorts as of yet. AJPY, this one's looking bullish now. We were saying that price was at the support, moving sideways, wasn't sure if it's going to go break it or push to the upside. As you can see, we had a push to the upside, price wicked, came back down, tested moving averages again, and now it's looking bullish, and could be seeing AJPY continue to rise to the upside now. Again, we could potentially see price go and test this trend line here. As you can see, initially had two tests of the trend line, could be looking at a third if we were to get a bigger move in the market. We do have a bit of resistance just above it. As you can see, support there, resistance there. So again, that's going to be acting on resistance just above it. But if price does go and break that, we could see price go a little bit higher. Again, we've got the 200 average running through the market there on the 4H, and we've got the trend line just above it as well. So if price does go and break this area in the market, you could see price go much higher than that for AJPY. But we are starting to look bullish, and could be seeing price start to rise for AUD/JPY. Next we've got AUD/CAD. AUD/CAD had a big push to the upside. As you can see, we fell down to this support area all the way down there. As you can see, all support along here, support there, where price was ranging a little bit, and eventually got that move to the upside. As you can see, this was acting as support, a little bit of a false breakout, as you can see with price there, but then price ultimately found support and had a nice push to the upside. So yeah, AUD is looking a little bit bullish. Again, we have found a bit of resistance. We had a little tough time going through this area in the market here, but ultimately you can see the 10 AM candle creating some new highs there, and the momentum is still to the upside. So potentially you could be seeing AUD come to retest previous support in the market and probably turn into that resistance. As you can see, support here, support there again. So that's going to be at time resistance. You can see a little bit better on the daily chart. As you can see here, I'll zoom in. It's previous support there, previous support in the market. Could be seeing price coming up to go and find that resistance and coming back down, or potentially continuing further if it remains bullish and just breaks through that that resistance. But as you can see, it is strong daily support, so there will be strong daily resistance now. So we could easily see price start to reverse back to the downside from that area in the market, and see price start to fall back to the downside for AUD, because potentially could be seeing price go a little bit further. We've got the 200 moving averages below where price could be heading to, but for now we are looking bullish, and the 4H we're looking bullish as well. So probably expecting price to continue at least to go and test that area in the market over there. So for now, we're still expecting AUD to rise. Next we've got CHF JPY. Now for CHF JPY, looks like we found a bit of support at the trend line that I was talking about. As you can see, we kind of had we've got this lower trend line and this upper trend line price, and going in this little bit of an uptrend. You can see it when price was here, so you can get moved to the downside, and if we break through that trend line, you can see price potentially go and test the lows down there, or we've got some lows there, and ultimately got the low all the way down there. But you can see that we actually had a tough time trying to break through the trend line here. You can see we tried to break it multiple times, and of course you've got the 200 moving average just running below as well, acting as support as well. But ultimately you can see that it looks like we're failing to break it. You can see that bullish close at 10 AM for CHF JPY. Could be seeing price rise again to the upside, and again, if that's the case, could be targeting the highs up here, and then if that does happen, could be looking for some shorts. Again, anticipating potentially another double top there, and look to short the market, and then anticipate price eventually breaking out of this trend line. However, if prices remain bullish and breaks through that resistance and that trend line, could be seeing CHF JPY rise a lot further. But for now, our bias is still to the downside for the daily chart, so for overall. But from a 4H perspective, could be seeing price rise. We've also got this trend line, got the 200 moving average, got some bullish price action there, so could be seeing CHF JPY rise. In that case, we could be seeing it head to this resistance all the way up there. And if it does get there, we can be looking to short the market. Next, we've got Euro GBP. Now for Euro GBP, we've still got price ranging in this channel now. We thought we had a false breakout, but you can see price goes right back into the range. So we're going to treat that as part of the range now. As you can see, we've got our highs up there, connect the highs, and then we've got the lows down there. You can see price had a move to the downside, found some support in the market, as you can see along here. We've got support running through the market there. Price has tested it multiple times, got once, twice, third time, fourth, and it looks like price is starting to rise a little bit from there. And potentially could be seeing price rise to go and test the upper trend line again, and then potentially fall back down, or go and break it this time and continue further to the upside. However, you can see price actually not quite strong, moving away from that support, so we could potentially be seeing price fall again to go retest that support, or perhaps go and break the support and go and test the trend line just below it and see a move to the upside. That could be a nice potential trade if that was to happen. Price breakout for that support, give us some new lows in the market, could be looking to target the upper trend line, and if we go and break that, could be seeing price go a lot further. But as of yet, no real trade for us on Euro GBP. Next we've got Euro JPY. Okay, so for Euro JPY, you can see that we've found some resistance up there. We had a move to the downside, where this trend line going through the market there. You can see we didn't quite test it for the third time. We had the highs up there connecting these 2 points, and the lows down there connecting those 2 points. We're expecting prices to come and make a third test of that trend line as you can see, we just missed that trend line by a few pips, and we're starting to look a little bit bullish again. So potentially you could be seeing price rise. Again, we do have a bit of an uptrend in the market, as you can see here. So we could potentially be seeing price rise again. In that case, we're probably expecting prices to come and give us a third test of this resistance, or potentially give us a third test of the upper trend line. If that's the case, again, we'll be looking for some shorts at the trend line or at this resistance again, because we're still anticipating a move to the downside unless we go and break out of this channel. And in that case, we'll probably be targeting the highs up here if you do break out of the channel. But for now, we're still in the channel. We're still expecting price to break to the downside from a daily point of view. However, on the 4-hourly, again, we're starting to look bullish and probably could be expecting price to rise again, and potentially see price come and test this area in the market up there. And if you break that, probably go and test the trend line up there. So yeah, for UJ, we're probably expecting price to rise, and again, have our targets up there. And when we do get up there, could potentially be looking to short the market. Next, we've got EUR/NZD. Okay, so EUR/NZD, again, we have a little bit of an uptrend as well. If I was to connect the lows and connect the highs, as you can see here, if I zoom out, you can see we've got the highs of the price there, we've got the lows of price there, we've got initially test there, second there, third there, we've got initially a test there, a second there, and almost a further. So potentially could we see EUR/NZD coming down a little bit further, go and test that trend line again. And if we go and break the trend line, again, we can see price potentially come to test the lows of that of this area here. You can see previous support will return support again, or essentially come test the lows down there. As you can see, support there, could be acting as support there again. However, if you do see price resume off this trend line, again, some nice bullish momentum and bullish price action, could easily see price continue back to the upside. And again, we'll probably have a target at the highs up here. And if you go and break that, we've got a target, the trend line just above it. But for now, probably expecting USD to continue that move to the downside. We've got the trend line just below it. See what type of price action we get when we reach the trend line. And if you start to look bullish again, could potentially see a rise. But if you look bearish, we're probably expecting price to go and target the lows down here, or again target the lows all the way down at the lows down there. So for now, no real trade there. We won't be shorting the market into support, and again, we could be seeing that go further. So no real trade there for EUR/NZD. Next, we got NZD CAD. Now NZD CAD, we're looking very bullish now. We had price come and test this trend line going through the market here. We see price actually broke out of this upper trend line here. So I was saying that price could potentially look to reverse at this lower trend line here. And as you can see, we had a third test. Actually, we've had a fifth test of this trend line. First one there, second one there, third, fourth, fifth test. A little bit of false breakout as well. You can see price had a nice move to the upside. So again, probably expecting that to continue, looking very bullish. Again, 10am closed, give us some new highs, close above a 200 average. So again, probably expecting that to continue back to the upside for NZD CAD. And yeah, maybe if we get some pullbacks along the way, could be looking to buy it. But as of yet, again, probably won't look to buy this, probably buying at the highs there, probably do some bigger retrace soon of that move to the upside again. So no real trade for us on NZD CAD. NZJPY, again, we're looking bullish on this one still. Again, we've got our resistance up here, which was the resistance that we're looking at for potentially looking at short trade or a long trade. If NZJPY breaks through this area, I could potentially see price continue to rise and go and test the highs up here, or potentially go and test the highs all the way up there. However, if price was come to this area and give us a nice bearish price action again, and probably have like a third, a triple top sort of scenario, we had test there, second there, and a third there, we get some more bearish price action, could be looking to short the market again, and we want to be targeting the lows essentially down there. We've got other areas where we can target as well, as you can see. Price reverse at these areas as well, so you want to be aware of those areas in the market, but essentially expecting price to reverse and give us some nice bearish price action and see a move to the downside. That's if we do get some nice opportunities at that resistance, but price could obviously still remain bullish and go and break that area and then continue to the upside. On the daily chart, we do have a little bit of a ranging pattern in the market. As you can see, we've got our resistance up there and our support down there. So essentially, price could either go be testing the resistance up there or go be testing the support down here. So again, we've got initial test there, second there, and the third there of the support, and the first there, second and third test there of resistance. So price could potentially be moving to the upside to go and test the resistance of this range or the support of the range. So if we do go and break the highs up here, which I was talking on the 4H, we can see price go and test the resistance. However, if you see price get some nice bearish price action in reverse, again, we'll be expecting price to come and test support for us and see a move to the downside. But as of yet, it's still looking bullish on the 4H. We need to see what happens when price reacts with that level. If we to see some bearish price action, could be looking to go short. However, if we remain bullish, could easily see price continue to go and test the resistance above it. Next, we've got NZD/USD. Now for this one, it looks like we're breaking out of this channel. This is the channel that we were looking at for NZD/USD for potential short trades. As you can see, we had a nice move to the downside a couple of weeks ago now. As you can see, we've just been moving this upwards trend very slowly. And then we're looking at this area in the market here for a short trade. We had our resistance drawn here. You can see we actually broke through that resistance. And now we're looking at the upper trend line here. As you can see, initially had a first test. Initially had a first test of the trend line there, second there, and now we're having a third, and potentially we are breaking out of the trend line. Now, if we do have a solid breakout of this trend line, potentially could be seeing price continuing being bullish and go and test the highs up there. And then again, we could be looking at some shorts. However, if we do get some price pulling back, maybe giving us a pin bar, a morning star evening star situation, could be looking to short the market there and expecting them to move to the downside to go and test the lower trend line. As you can see, the first test there, second there, could be seeing a third test of this trend line. That's if we do gain some nice bearish price action, but as of yet, it's still looking very bullish. And if we see that continue, you could easily see price break out of this channel and go and test the highs up there. And again, for us, we can be looking to short the market. But as of yet, we've still got 3.5 hours left for that candle to close, so it could push on further or it could pull back completely. We'll see what happens at 2 p.m. And if there is some price action, could be looking to trade that to the downside. Again, you want to be having your targets at the trend line, but do be aware you've got the 200 average through the market there as well. And also you've got that this area in the market here, previous resistance support as well. So it could potentially see price reverse from that area. So you want to be aware of that. But essentially you want your target to be to hit the trend line down there. And if you break through that, you've got the lows down there you could potentially be targeting. But again, still looking bearish. Need to see price pull back and close within the trend line first to see if there's any potential setups for us. USD CAD, this one we're probably looking for buys for this one, but as you can see, we're looking bearish again. We essentially saw price break out of this support area in the market. As you can see, we had a bit of a false breakout. Price closed below here, then closed back above, had another push to the upside. But it looks like we're coming back into that same support. So potentially could be seeing price finding some support of that area in the market and then looking to have a bounce to the upside again. As you can see from the daily chart, we're at some lows in the market. We're coming to very strong support in the market. And we could potentially see a bigger push to the upside for USD CAD. But obviously we could still see price continue to the downside before that happens. And that could be happening now. If we see price go and break through all of this this support here, potentially could be seeing price come all the way to test the lows all the way down there. But as of yet, for me, still looking bearish, but still expecting a move to the upside. But I don't think looks like it's in play just yet, unless we start to see price start to pull back. As you can see, we've got the support and going through the market there. So unless we see price start to give us some price action along this area, could potentially be looking for longs. As of yet, the price is still looking bearish. We've still got about 3.5 hours left for that candle to close. Again, still looking bearish, so no trade for us just yet. So yeah, I was in UCCHF long trade yesterday, but I've exited this trade now. As you can see, we had a nice position in this one. As you can see, the 10 a.m. close just closed very bearish and completely closed and reversed against me. I was looking for buys. I initially got into the market at this candle here and this candle there, and then I looked for a push to the upside. But as you can see, the 10 a.m. closed below our moving averages as well, and you can see the momentum has definitely shifted from the bulls back to the bears. So you see this big push to the downside. That push to the upside that we had was probably just some retrace, and we could be seeing price continue in that bearishness. I'll still be looking for buys for UCHF. If you do start to get some more bullish price action come back into the market, and I'll be looking to get back into a buy in this one. But for now, I'll just exit my position, and then I'll just be waiting again for the next opportunity. And if that does happen again, if we see price pull all the way back up and probably engulf this big bearish candle we had at 10 a.m, I'll just look to get back in on that. But if we see price go lower, potentially go and test the lows all the way down there, that's fine as well. I'll still be looking for some price action to get in the market. But as of yet, still looking bearish, and just going to sit out and wait for get some bullish price action back into the market. Same for USD. I was in a short in this one as well, and this one I got in on the pin bar on this candle here. As you can see, went against me a little bit, but then reversed and then went for me. But as you can see, we found some support around there. Previous resistance turned support, big bullish candle to the upside, closed above our moving average as well. So I just decided to take all my profit and wait for another opportunity to get into a short. I was looking at this channel in USD. As you can see, you've got a nice channel going through the market there. If I connect the highs, so again, I've connected the highs with these two highs there. You can see we almost had a test there. And if I connect the lows as well, you can see we had a channel for USD, so I was expecting a move to at least go test the 200 average on the 4H, or go and test the trend line down there. And if you rate that, I have lower targets than that. As you can see, got support here, could be targeting, or the support all the way down there, could be targeting. But as you can see, we reversed before we even got to the 200 average. So I decided to take all my profit and wait for a new entry. So if price was to continue back to the upside to go and test the highs again and give us some more bearish price action, I'll look to get in there as well. Or if price was to continue being bullish and break through that resistance, I'm going to test the upper trend line again for a fourth time. Again, and we get some nice bearish price action, I'll look to get in a short there. But as of yet, still looking bullish, so I'm just going to sit and wait that out and see when we can get into another trade. And if you do go break through this channel completely, then we could potentially see USD continue a lot further. Again, we've got previous highs in the market up here, and we've got some highs along the market here as well. So if you do break through the channel, we've got some targets where price could potentially be heading to before reversing back to the downside. If that's the case, we're going to wait patiently and see when we can get into the market. But we are starting to look bullish, and again, USD could still continue a lot higher. So wait for some bearish price action to come back in the market. But as of yet, still looking bullish. So currently not in any trades as of yet. I'm going to be looking for the market to see how the market gets on, and if there are any opportunities for me to take. But again, not in any trades as of yet. And if anyone wants me to look at any different pairs or any different charts, just put it in the live chat and I'll make sure I'll get back to you and analyze the market. But yeah, just be looking at the market to see how they get along till the end of the live stream. Okay, so we're going to analyze USDCHF and USD-CAD to see what's happening with those pairs. So for USDCHF, I was just in a long trade in this one. I was in on this candle there, and this morning I just exited at the 10 a.m. close. As you can see, we had a very strong push to the downside. I was in a little bit of profit, but then you can see that big bearish candle reversed and closed below our moving averages. So again, we're looking very bearish now, and probably this push to the upside was just a bit of retrace from this bearish move that we had to the downside. So again, I'm probably expecting that to continue unless we do get a strong bullish candle going to the upside. Unless we do get that, I'm still expecting this to continue. As you can see, the momentum has definitely shifted from the bulls to the bears. So again, we're looking very bearish. We've got the lows down here. Price could potentially look to go and test again and give us a nice price action around there. Maybe a potential double bottom there. But again, we're looking very bearish. You can see the candle, the impulsive candle there on the 10 a.m. has definitely moved the momentum for the bears. And again, if you do see price go and break that, we've got the lows all the way down there, where potentially could be seeing price heading to and seeing a move to the upside. We do have this channel going through the market. As you can see on USD-CAD, we've got the highs up there, initial test there, second there, and again we've got the lows of the market here, that trend line there, and second test there. So we didn't quite get a test of the lower trend line there of the market. As you can see, we just missed it by a few pips. We had a move to the upside. Again, we're looking bearish again now. So it could potentially be seeing price come back to go and test the lows again, form a double bottom, or go and test the trend line again. But for now, the price action does look very bearish for USDCHF. Although we could easily see another bullish candle go and engulf that bearish candle and see price resume to the upside. If that's the case, I'll be looking to re-enter the market. But as of yet, we're looking bearish. So unless that changes, probably expecting this pair to continue to the downside again. So from a higher time frame point of view, again, we're still looking for the buys for this one. You can see we're coming all the way to the lows here. We're coming on to the support in the daily time frame. We're definitely looking for buys for USDCHF, although we might just not be getting it as of yet for this week, or maybe even next week. Could be seen the week after. But potentially we are looking for buys for USDCHF, and as of yet, we're still in this channel. So as long as we don't break out of the channel to the downside, we're definitely still expecting a swing to the upside for USDCHF. As you can see, we're coming right into that daily and weekly support. So again, we'll still be looking for buys, but as of yet, the price action is telling me that it wants to continue a little bit lower first, and then we'll be looking for some buys for USDCHF. USD-CAD, again, similar for this one, although the bearish price action is not as strong. I was looking at this support area for USD-CAD. As you can see, we had support here, a bit of a false breakout. Now we're back into that same area of support for USD-CAD. So again, if you do see some bearish price action, some strong bullish candles, bullish engulfing candles, morning stars, any strong bullish price that come into the market at this area, could potentially be looking for buys again. As you can see, this was previous support, which gave us the move all the way to go and test the highs up here. Previous support to resistance. So from that area, we had a big move to the upside. So again, if we go and test this same area and get some more bullish price action again, could be looking at another move to the upside. We've got a few levels we could target. Got the highs up there, got the highs up here. Obviously, got the 200 average there, and we've got the highs up there for USD-CAD. So USD-CAD is looking a little bit better than USDCHF. As you can see, we're slowly making our way to the downside, which is probably a good sign. So we could be looking for buys for USD-CAD. We're coming up to some previous support in the market. So again, if you see some strong bullish price action there, could be looking to buy the market. And again, we've got a few targets to the upside. Again, we do have a little bit of a trend line going through the market, so need to be wary of that. As you can see, if I connect the highs here. So initially a test all the way up there. And if I zoom in, you can see initial test there, second there, third, fourth, fifth, as you can see. So we're kind of getting squeezed between these trend line and the support area. So if you do break through the trend line, again, we'll be seeing a bigger move to the upside. However, if you do break through the support, again, you could be seeing another swing to the downside and potentially go and test the lows down there. As you can see, support there is where we had the false breakout to, or we could potentially see price come and test all the way down here, the lows in the market. But for now, we'll still probably be looking for some nice bullish price action at that support. And if we do get it, could be potentially be looking for longs. But as of yet, no bullish trade for us for USD CAD. We're still looking bearish. But similar to UCHF, again, from a daily point of view, we come up to some strong areas in the market where you do expect to see a swing to the upside. As you can see, that's very strong support area on the daily and weekly charts. We're still anticipating a swing to the upside. We just don't know if we're going to get it this week or next week. But again, like I said, still be looking for buys if we get some nice bullish price action. Still got just over 3 hours left for that 4H candle to close. So we'll see how it closes and potentially be looking for some longs on this pair. So I hope that helped. Okay, so it's just gone 12 p.m. So I'm gonna wrap up this live stream and talk you through what's going on in the charts since I started talking at 10 a.m. And see if any opportunities are coming up. So we can start with AUD/USD. So this one again, we were looking bullish at 10 a.m. You can see we did have a push to the upside, but we are pulling back a little bit. Obviously, we still got 2 hours left, so we could see the price go and fill that wick and continue it to the upside, or on the other hand, could start to close bearish. Obviously, we don't know, but from the previous candle, we do look bullish. So from that, we potentially could be seeing price continue to the upside. However, if we do close bearish, could be seeing price finding a bit of resistance there. If that's the case, we could be seeing a move to the downside. We do have the trend line not too far to the upside from it. So if we were to push to the upside, that's where we could be seeing price to go. But as of yet, again, still at 2 hours left. The candle closed bullish or bearish. But as of yet, still could probably be seeing a move to the upside. EURUSD, again, we're still looking bullish. We're pulling back again slightly, but ultimately still looking bullish for EURUSD. That was our upper trend line. We had to move to the downside from that area, and there was our lower trend line there, again, which is where we were targeting. So price was to give us more bearish price action. Could be looking to trade to that area. But obviously now going to have to be careful of this area here. As you can see, support there, resistance there, going to be acting as support again. But ultimately, could be seeing move to the downside, but still looking bullish. So we're going to wait for the bearish price action for that pair, but we don't have it quite just yet. USD/CHF. Now this one again, still looking bearish, but is pulling back a little bit on the 4H. As you can see, we did have a little bit of push to the downside, but ultimately not too much has happened there. Again, we do have the support area just below it. Ultimately still looking bearish there. We need a bit more bullish price action come to the market for us to change our minds there. But yeah, ultimately not much has happened. Price hasn't moved much since 10 a.m. So yeah, going to wait for some more candles to give us a bit of clarity in which way we could be seeing USD/CHF really going. But if we just look at the previous candle, you can see we're ultimately looking bearish and probably expecting price to continue to the downside, at least to go and test the support just below it down there. USD/CAD, this one you can see we're starting to pull back as well. We came back to test that same support area in the market. As you can see here, some previous support there, false breakout there, support there again. So you could be seeing a move to the upside from this area. As you can see, we pulled into this area and we got rejected. Now we're starting to pull back out. Obviously, still got about 2 hours left for that candle to close, but it is showing signs that we could be rejecting from that support area and could be seeing a move to the upside. And if that's the case, again, we've got our targets. We've got resistance not too far away up there. Again, we've got resistance along there, 200 average, and of course we've got this strong level here, support there, resistance there. So there's multiple levels we could be targeting to the upside for USD/CAD. That's if we get a nice bullish close and get a nice wick to the downside. As of yet, it looks like we could be getting that, but again, we still got 2 hours left to wait. Price could still pull back and close bearish, so we need to be wary of that. Next we've got AUD/JPY. AUD/JPY again still looking bullish. This is our previous support in the market. You can see the daily time frame. Maybe these levels. You can see the daily time frame. That was our support level, and you can see we're starting to close. We're starting to look bullish away from that. You can see price moving sideways. Looks like we had a push to the upside. Could be seeing that continue a little bit further. Again, we do have this area in the market here. Previous support, and resistance. So potentially could be seeing price get rejected from that area. If not, we see price break through it. Could be seeing price go and test that trend line we got up there and potentially be looking for some sells. But currently looking bullish for AUD/JPY, and we won't want to be getting any shorts at the moment for this pair. Next we've got CAD/JPY. Now CAD/JPY, again, we had a push to the downside from that resistance. And again, I think we had a test of this trend line going through the market around here. You can see we had a break of that trend line there, but if you adjust it to accommodate for that wick over there, you can see we kind of had a test of that trend line there. So if you just adapt to it a little bit, you can see we had a test there, and potentially could be seeing price rise back to the upside to go and test the resistance up there. You can see support here, support there again, along with that trend line, and looks like price is looking bullish again for CAD/JPY. Again, if it is going to be bullish, you could be seeing price rise to contest the resistance again, then potentially see how price reacts with that. If you do see price go and break that, we can be expecting price to go and test our daily resistance just above it. As you can see up there, resistance there again. So if you do go break through that resistance in the 4H, that's where we could be seeing price come to, and then in that case we can look for some shorts as well. But as of yet, still looking bullish, and probably could be seeing a move to the upside to go and test the resistance up there. CHF JPY, again we were shorting this one, and you can see that you saw a move to the downside. Again, you can see where it had moved to the trend line there, initially test there, second there, and a third there, and we could be actually seeing a move to the upside again. As I was saying, the 10 a.m. close was quite bullish, and we had a price try to break through the trend line, and ultimately we saw price close bullish and failed to break it. And then again, you can see we're looking very bullish here, and probably could be seeing price continue rising to go and test the highs up here, and again all the trend line just above it. And if you get some nice price action above it there, could be looking for some shorts. But again, still looking very bullish, and could be seeing price going rising a lot more and going to test that area up there. Euro GBP, this one again looking bullish as well. Price came to test this support area in the market. Again, probably still favouring a move to the upside for this one. You can see we had this trend line in the market. We thought we had a breakout, but again, it turns out it's false. And again, you can see we got this low trend line here in the market. We didn't quite get a test of that trend line. Price found support in this area in the market here, and as you can see, this area in the market has acted as support numerous times before, and from then you can see we had a nice push to the upside. Again, we could be targeting that trend line that we have up there, first test up there, second there, and again if we break that, I could see price going further, but we are looking bullish on UGP and probably expecting that to continue. Next we've got Euro AUD. Euro AUD, we're moving sideways a little bit. We got some support just below it in the market. As you can see here, we'll come back to test it, and we could be seeing if price wants to move to the upside from it or break down further. You can see we tested this area, now we're just moving sideways from it. Again, you can see bear candle, bull candle, bear candle, bull candle. So it's going to be interesting to see which way price wants to break out to. If we break to the upside, then we could be seeing this area holding a support, and then potentially see price coming back to the highs up there, or perhaps going much further. And if you do break into this resistance, then we'll probably treat that as a false breakout and see price continue to the downside, where we could be targeting the 200 average in the 4H. We've got levels like so down there we could be targeting, or ultimately all the way down there. So it just depends whether price wants to hold at that level or break through it. Euro JPY, again similar to CHF JPY, you can see we almost had a tested low trend line. Price is looking bullish again. So again, we're probably seeing price come up to go and test the highs up here, and ultimately either get rejected again or go and test the trend line for a third time. As you can see, we had a first test there, second there. Could be looking at a third test of this trend line, then seeing another move back to the downside. If that's the case, again, we'll be looking at some shorts. But as of yet, still looking bullish, and probably going to be seeing price rise to go and test the resistance up there. NZD CAD, again, bullish close there. It looks like we're starting to run out a bit of steam. Could be seeing NZD CAD maybe have a move to the downside for some retrace. I can see we had a big push to the upside, breaking through this upper trend line as well. So could be seeing price come back, maybe find some support and test the trend line again, and still that's a little bit of a way to go. Or can see price come back and find some previous resistance and support. As you can see, resistance there, support could be there as well. But ultimately, probably expecting move to the downside to come to NZD CAD as a bit of retrace if price wants to keep going in that bullish direction. We have tested the 200 average there, so could be seeing price reacting from that area in the market. But yeah, could be seeing a move to the downside for NZD CAD, as we expect a little bit of retrace from that bullish move we had in the market. NZD JPY is still looking bullish. As you can see, price action there looking bullish, creating those higher highs. Ultimately, we failed to break through the support area, and price was moving a bit sideways, but a little bit to the upside, and then you can see we've broken out to the upside, and price is looking like it could continue. Again, we've got our resistance up there, and we want to see how price reacts with that. If we hold, or if price wants to break through it. If you do hold, could be seeing some nice short trades coming on, and anticipating another move back to the downside. Again, we'll be targeting previous support in the market around there, or ultimately all the low down there. But if you do break through that, we could be seeing price go a lot higher for NZD JPY, and potentially go and test the highs up here. Again, you can see resistance all along there, will potentially go and test the high up there. So it'll be interested to see which way price wants to break to. But we could be seeing a move to the upside for this pair. NZD USD, I was looking at a short trade for this one. Could be potentially getting it at 2 p.m. when the next 4H candle closes. As you can see, you have a bit of a channel going in the market, push the downside. From there, we've just been moving to the upside quite slowly in this bit of a channel. As you see, that's our upper trend line there, there's a lower trend line there. And price has gone and tested it a third time now. So if we were to get some nice price action closing at 2 p.m, could be looking at a short trade for this pair. But again, we've still got an hour and a half, so price could easily close bullish. And if it does close bullish, I probably won't be taking any trades. And we could be seeing a break of this channel and potentially see price continuing to the upside, where we've got targets all the way up here. And again, if you do reach there, we'll be looking for some shorts. But yeah, still expecting a move to the downside for NZD USD. Could be getting it soon, so we'll be keeping my eye out for that. But yeah, still looking for shorts for NZD USD. And next we've got GBP JPY. Now this one, again, we've got a little bit of a channel going through the market there. Again, not the cleanest of setups really. You can see ultimate test there, the lower trend line, another test there. And then we had a little bit of trend line going through the market here. So kind of in no man's land really for GBP JPY. Again, not the clearest trade going on the market. If price was to move a little bit higher, potentially going to test the trend line again. Could be seeing some nice trades. But again, not too much going on for GBP JPY. So yeah, currently not in any trades. I just exited my USD short trade and my USD CHF long trade. As you can see, we had quite a bearish candle there taking me out of the trade, and the bullish candle taking me out of the trade on USD. So if we're to get some price actions in the future, I could be looking to get back into this market, look for shorts on USD and longs on USD CHF. However, again, we're still looking bullish. So I won't want to be getting back in the market just yet. So we'll be keeping my eye out to see if there's any trades coming on. But yeah, that's the end of the live stream. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you haven't joined me on my Telegram channel just yet, make sure you go do that. I left a link to that in the live chat and in the description as well. So I'll be posting a lot of different trading setups and different opportunities for you in the market throughout the week, and enjoy me missing out on that. But like I said, it's the end of the live stream. Thank you for joining me, and until the next one, I'll see you later.